So in this video, I want to look at reconfiguring CPM for 60K of RAM. We'll start with the CPM build that is configured for 48K of RAM. So a quick recap of the cards we have in the machine. We've got 60K of RAM represented by 4 different physical cards in the machine. We've got 2 of these Goodbout 16K RAM cards in the 0 to 16K, 16 to 32K. We've got 2 memory merchant cards in the machine. This card here is configured for a full 16K and gets us up to 48. And this card's configured to only provide 12K of RAM. In this case, this 12K block here. And that gives us a total of 60K of RAM available to the system. I have a block of 2K with no memory in it, and then I have the upper 2K of RAM where I have various monitors and bootloaders, that kind of stuff. And we're going to use the combined disk bootloader here with FF00 to actually boot into CPM. So let's get the machine powered up. Get TerraTerm open so we can watch the machine boot, and I'll bring the machine to life here. So power on the machine, power up the floppy drives, set my start address to FF00, reset the machine, exam and run. And we should see the machine come up with a 48K flag here because it's configured for 48K. If we look at the files we have on the machine, we're going to need move CPM and sysgen in order to do the configuration. So if we run move CPM and we tell it we have 60K of RAM now, CPM is being patched for a 60K system, as we see here. We need to immediately after doing this run sysgen, so that 60K image of CPM is sitting on system memory, and we don't want to do anything that could write over the top of that memory. So we immediately jump to sysgen. It's going to ask us for the source drive name. In this case, we just hit return. That'll tell it to use the image from memory. I want to tell it to write to the A floppy, destination on A, then type return, and we should hopefully hear the floppy access as it writes that 60K image out. And it believes we're done. Typically the machine won't reboot here, it'll hang like it just did, and we need to cycle the power. So I'm going to cycle the power here on the machine. I'm going to reset it. I'm going to examine address FF00 and boot the machine. It would help if I had the floppy drive door closed. And that didn't work. Let me try one more time. Completely powered down. Machine's back on, reset it, examine address FF00, close the floppy disk drawer this time, and the machine's still not booting. So what have I got wrong here? There's a couple other possibilities. It sounds like it's booting. That's the confusion to me based on what I hear the floppy drive doing. Well, third time's a charm. We've closed, and so there's one other thing that happens here, and that is my USB serial card or serial port driver gets hung up. I'm going to reset it as well, just to eliminate every possibility. Let me get TerraTerm opened again. Power the machine up. Reset, examine. So can't tell you what in the chain there got screwed up. I've seen this before where the like I said, the USB RS-232 adapter hangs. I've also seen several cases where I need to completely power down, wait for the power supplies to completely drain, and boot. But we're back and configured for 60K CPM. and the machine's back. So that's pretty nice. There we are. We've reconfigured to use the full 60K of RAM we have available on the machine. If we do a survey, we can see that we had RAM through 60K. B is where the BIOS is living in the RAM. C is where CPM is living in the RAM, and T is the TPA, or the transient program area. I think that's what it's called. And that's essentially available RAM to a user. And BASIC should report greater than 30K of RAM, if I remember here correctly. Yep, just over 30K of RAM. So there we are. Pretty simple and straightforward to do. You need to move cpm.com and sysgen on your boot media, well, at least available on a disk in order to do this. So guess it was another really quick video. I'll wrap it up here, and we'll talk soon.